Please be advised that some of the contents we discuss on this show are of a sensitive nature and may not be advised to be watched by sensitive viewers. Real and Raw is sponsored by Dreamstream. If you feel you want to support us directly and get our ad-free episodes, please subscribe on the link below. Sanibonani Mzansi. Today, it's your social worker, Unombulelo, Ugabu Titibu Tsowash. I'm rather revisiting one of the saddest stories in my life. Sometimes you wonder, are you ready to ever revisit your past? Are you ever completely healed to revisit that space? 3 years back, a brother of mine who was an addict got killed, literally because of he was accused of stealing somebody else's stuff. Was it right? Was it wrong? Who are we to tell? But the reality is there is really a substance abuse problem in our country. No matter how much the department is trying to curb the substance abuse, but it continues. Today in the studio, we've got two of our guests who are going to talk more about that with us. They were friends to my brother. They literally slept under the bridge together. A whole lot of things they went through. They even witnessed his last days on earth. Sanibona Glendville. How are you guys? I'm good. You introduce yourself to the guests at home.
My name is Jody, a friend of my sister's brother who is passed on.
Okay.
I've known him a long time, and drug is really a problem in South Africa. And my name is Jody. And
Okay.
My name is Louis Phillips, called from Randfontein.
Okay.
A friend of mine, sister, asked me to come and just the last time that we ate with him before he passed on, come tell her what was going on.
So today, really, it's not really about reflecting on Mawara's life,
Okay.
but the show is really dedicated to him. But it's about us trying to assist those who have remained behind. When did you start using, Jody, and what led you to start using?
I started smoking maybe 18 years ago by the passing of my mom, and my life changed, and a lot of things didn't go according to the way that it used to be before she was still alive. And then that's how it ended up, me being on the streets, drugs, losing a family, losing all your loved ones, and then I ended up where I end up today.
So what are you currently using?
I'm using Mandrax, my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, and it keeps me calm. It makes me not lose it, because I have a very short temper, and whenever I smoke it, okay, I'm fine with everybody.
It keeps you calm.
Because of the stresses that I have, and the things that I've been through. Okay, people can look at us, charge us, but they don't know nothing about us, I think.
Yeah.
So they will just be saying they must say something, but it's not.
And I think that's why we're here today, to get the inside of your world, to get to understand what you guys go through on a daily basis. What is it that is happening? Because of mainly people judge you. When they see you around the robots, you've been named according to Abo Nyaupe, Abo Inene. It was rather painful for me to see people naming my brother that, knowing that he's my brother and I know him. We as families tend to know the softer side to you. But when you're on the streets, people see something else.
Yes, my sister.
Yeah.
So us being on the streets, we don't want to be there, my sister, but then our circumstances forces us to be there, because which family wants to live with somebody who might steal tomorrow from them or cause something, because your drugs, you don't have control of it sometimes, most of the time. So no family would ever want somebody who use drugs to stay in their family.
Yeah.
Well, none of them are users, because tomorrow they might lose a lot of things. And yeah, that's what I think drugs is. That's just what it's doing to us. Yes, mister. And we need to stop it, but we also want to stop. People can charge us, but we are also trying. But now our situation and our circumstances, where we stay, and where we lay our heads, it also forces us to do this thing, because not that it forces us, but we don't have a choice but to do it, because where we at, some of us is really given up. Some are trying, and it's different people. You understand, my sister? So yeah, I won't judge. I won't be talking for him. I'm talking from my point
I
of
just
view.
wanted to say, we'll go back to
Yes, Mrs.
the details of what you're going through on a daily basis.
Yes,
So, Livid, what is it that you're using?
I'm using Nyaupe and Crystal. The reason of me using it, since I lost my grandfather, the person that hold me to the line that I was growing up in, when he passed away, my father and mother them giving me everything that I wanted. That love that I got from my grandfather when I had a problem to go back to him and go speak to him. I no more have such a person in my life. So that thing pushed me towards going to do drugs, and I end up on the streets.
Yeah. So you started using, how did you start? I hear both
Started
of
by
you, it was,
ganja.
so you used dacha at first?
Yeah.
And then you,
And the ganja didn't anymore do the thing that I wanted to cool me down. So I went it further.
but did you think it was helping at the time?
By that time, it was helping for me.
So currently, where you at? Do you want to quit? What's happening?
I'm really by a point that I want to quit and go back to a real lifestyle and start getting my life in line.
But there's so much rehabilitation centers. Are you guys aware of that?
Yes, my sister, but some of them they don't help us enough because I mean I must go to the when I come at rehab now, for instance, let's say for the first week, I'm at a rehab. So I don't get pills and things and then there's to for withdrawal symptoms and stuff after that. So on the first week they don't want to give us, they call it a detox session.
A detox
Where you
session,
just have to
yes.
detox and then after the detox session then you go to pills. For some people who use now like Kefi, for him it's difficult because in the morning he wakes up and then he has like pains, he can't move his body and then how can he still partake in the programs of the rehab and then that's how most of the people go back to relapse, my sister.
But how are you saying, according to you, how would the system be better? Because of reality, it's as much as it was nice to get into it.
Yeah.
But you know, even like a wound, when you want to heal a wound, it's not gonna heal overnight. You need to remove that band-aid so hard so that you start scrubbing that wound. That's the reality of it. So we cannot say that withdrawal systems are the reasons you're not going. The detox period.
Okay, the other thing is, my sister, the government must also be blamed. We can't just let the government be free of this thing because I think still today they are the cause of letting these things into our country. Without them letting those things, if they can properly close our borders and things where those things come from, then it would be maybe the first step to it. And then from there on, people might just change their lives and face and live real life like anybody else.
So what I'm hearing you saying is you want to quit.
Yes, miss.
But if ever the supply is there, it makes it even harder for you to quit.
Yes, miss.
So you are saying that government needs to start working on the ground with the people that are selling this, the people that are bringing this into our country.
Yes, miss.
So you think that would assist you
It will
better?
assist us because most of the time in cases, when we get arrested sometimes, so it's also buying it. I mean, it's painful to go lose your money and get arrested for using your money and then mostly they don't take the big guys, the ones that are selling the stuff.
Selling the stuff.
They take us the ones that are
That are
smoking,
using.
and then nothing happened to that guy because even if they can see you buying in front of them sometimes, buying in front of them and knowing that guy sold this thing, they will never arrest that guy. That guy has money and then corruption takes its part. And that's why our country is still where it's at today, miss.
So you feel that the justice system is also failing you
I think
guys?
it's failing us, miss.
But according to you, what do you think would work? How do you think you would go about this? Like you said, you're using Yaupa.
It's going to start treating us all equal with the people that's selling this thing to us, the way that they're treating them and the way that they're treating the users. It's not on a level ground.
Yeah. So you become actually the victims to something that. So have you been maybe arrested and they would ask you who sold this to you? And you gave them the name. Did they do anything
Give them
about it?
details. They
Don't
would
do
go
nothing.
and take
Even if
that
they take
man.
that-
But when we come by the police station, they take you into the holding cells. He remains there by the reception.
The charge of.
He gives them money. They release him again. You go to the cells. You go lay there for 48 hours.
And the supply in there. You just somebody that bought you a user, and now you have to stand for
something else. Yeah.
something else. Somebody else is selling, but that's the way the system is. Once they take out the corruption, I think drugs will also be, because drugs is also part of the corruption in our system that our country is using. So it goes hand in hand with the system. But the system must take its course and I think they must use a more iron fist type of thing for that thing, my sister.
Yeah.
Unless nothing can happen.
So, but then tell us about how you grew up. What happened? What did you want to become? Your dreams.
Okay, me for instance, I wanted to become like my father. My father is a teacher. Understand, right? And I have a passion for letting people know something. So my life somewhere failed. I went to prison because of drugs.
Mm.
I served a 13 years, 6 months sentence, which was very long. Of being
13
away
years,
for
6
13
months.
years, 6 months, which was very long.
So you were a dealer at the time?
No, I was sentenced for the things that drugs forced me to do, like participating in other crimes. And
Okay.
yeah, and I did robbery, and I went for 13 years, 6 months to prison.
Mm.
When I came out, everything was different. It was no more like before. In my location, I'm also from Randfontein. I stay in Tecumseh, so I moved from my location to Krugersdorp, and then that's how I found myself. Ended up in the streets. I first stayed in the shelters, and by the shelters, they were also using their own rules that they used, and then I didn't fit in their rules, so that's how I ended up where I ended up. Yes, today, my sister. Yeah.
I hear you saying you're from Tukis, and me being, I've worked in a substance abuse unit as a social worker. For me, I feel Tukis is the hub of drugs
Yes, my sister.
in Randfontein. That's where you normally get your all types of drugs that you get, your heroin, from your literally everything is
colored
there.
locations
So
starting
it's
to sell
yes,
everywhere.
so it's rather difficult for you to resist temptation when it's so easily accessible to you.
That's my reason for moving to Krugersdorp. But then I find out that in Krugersdorp, life is mostly the same all over all over South Africa, because when you can't say you come from a Kasi, then you go to the suburbs, you're not gonna find drugs.
Yeah.
Basically, I think in the suburbs there's more drugs than there is in the Kasi, because that's where there's people operate, so
Yeah,
where
that's
they hide
actually where
themselves.
the dealers
where they
stay.
hide themselves. And we will just look at a place that looks a bit lower, or that has been lower classified as this other place, then we charge that place. And that's how it works. You understand my sister?
Yeah. So, and then for you, Livet, what is it that you wanted to become? What happened?
My wish was TT, traveled in tourism, to travel through this world and
Just experience the world.
Yes.
Yeah. But and then what happened?
just
Like
after
you
the
saying your
funeral of my
grandmother,
grandfather.
do you feel that if you had received emotional support, you would have coped?
I would have coped?
So you're saying also therapy is important.
Yes.
Sometimes we neglect our kids thinking they've coped with the passing of somebody that is important to them.
Yes.
Little do we know that
The thing is still
after
eating them
that
from the
there's
inside.
yes. But in our communities, depression, anxiety, it's not things that we talk about.
Yes.
It's literally taboo for you to actually say, nah, you'll get over it.
Yes.
It's somebody has passed before, we've been through that. But for you, somebody that actually was close to your grandman, it hit you rather hard.
It hit me hard.
But was there no
Broke
support
me
structure?
mostly.
Was there no support structure? Somebody that you could talk to within the family?
My mother, they were there for me. Like, whatever I wanted a phone, I would have get it. One techies, I would have get it. Whatever I wanted, what is financially, they would have given to me. My dad support with a person could, when I have pain in my heart, to go speak out. I had no more such person when my grandfather passed away.
Yeah. So you actually saying your grandfather's death really hit you hard to a point where you resorted to drugs. But how did you start? How was your first smoke? Where did you get it?
Get it better location with my friends. This man that's still sitting next to me.
So he's the one who introduced you.
Yes.
Yes, my sister. So we really come a long way, man.
So you guys have been together for the longest of time.
Yes, my sister.
But then, as friends, when you are sitting, what do you say to him? Oh, this is helping me to cope. Try it out.
No.
We don't even sit
don't even
together
sit
most
together
of the
because-
time because of that thing.
Yeah. So, but when it started, what was the topic? How did he introduce you to it?
I was at school, banking class. Next to my school, there's a swimming pool that was broken down. When I was banking class, I was sitting
go
there
chill
and I
there.
found him there. Well, I was still that time just smoking cigarettes. And he took me from there to go help him with things of him that he stolen somewhere to carry to where he wants to put it. And after that, when I was supposed to get paid, is where he bought his smoking things.
Oh, so he bribed you with
Okay.
So that was your
It was
payment.
part of the
got a
payment.
He even got a payment, my sister. And
Yeah.
This is
No,
where we
in
had to
actual
be.
fact, this is not a space where we judging one or the other, but it's a space where we actually want to help each other.
Yes, yes.
At a space where you're saying, I've made my fair share of mistakes. At the same time, he didn't put a gun to your head
Yes,
and say, take it. You decided. And I think we are raised.
Choice wasn't mine.
The choice was still yours. As much as he had introduced you to it, you could have opted to say no.
Yeah.
You could have opted to say, oh, I want to do this. But I think you guys are raised in families where you are taught about these things. I'd like to think.
Yes, very
When you
much.
go out and make a decision to say, I want to use this, is it not because of, have you not seen people around the street that are using and looking the reflection of yourself to say, this is what eventually what I'll become?
That have happened theoretically. Most of the locations, we first see what does it do to people, but we're
But you
telling
still go
ourselves that
into
I
it.
will not
Yeah.
become like that. I will do
But
that,
how
but
do
I
you
won't
think you'll
become
be?
there.
Do you think you are immune to it?
No.
But then now, why do you get yourself into it? Knowing, looking at somebody that is on the streets doing it, and then, but you see, this is not the life I want for myself.
The first time when you take that thing, really, it hits you being in a world of your own.
Yes.
And when you, by that point, you tell yourself, no, I'm stress free. Just only to find out
So
that
literally, it's a
you're
moment where
turning
you're just
yourself,
floating.
you're telling yourself that thing that you're free from this world. But officially, when you get sober minded again, it's facing this reality
This
again.
thing is non-stop, my sister. So I think we really need some backup for us in order to really leave this thing. We really need a strong backup and need people who would care about us, people who know would be passionate about having what or sharing their lives or to share something very that can with people like us, my sister, because it's a sensitive story for us. We don't. We want to be clean. It's the same as knowing what right and wrong is, but still, you mostly do wrong things in your life. You understand?
Because that's what you've got
Yeah.
used to. That's what
So
the
this
only
thing is,
normality that you know.
we just like need a bomb of a backup plan for us to be able, because it's not us only. We must remember maybe more than half of the youth of South Africa is using
They're
it
using
today,
it.
and it's painful and sad to their parents. Nobody's parents like what we're doing, but at the end of the day, what I said in the before, they can't end up sitting with us at home.
I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
all I know. My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise like
The Dreamstream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
we work for a fall in line. We gon' give it all until the end, until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
Not mostly people who that use drugs are lazy people. Most of us, you understand. I'm not saying me, but most of us. But a person that uses drugs would never want to wake up in the morning and go to work in like an everyday normal job. And so you sitting around at home would cause you to go back to where you came from, because it always comes back to you, even if you are clean and then you don't stop being an addict. Once you have been addicted to something, you'll always
Yeah,
be
you're
addicted,
forever
yeah.
an addict. So,
Even though
but
you're clean and
for you to reach sobriety, it needs you to have a certain level of support structure.
yes, a strong,
So-
very strong one.
Have you tried going to rehab
I've
and
went-
coming back? What were the things that made you to relapse?
I think the rehab didn't help me, my sister. My mind was still there. I think my mind was still.
You had
on the
not
thing.
yet decided to quit.
And I was also, before I was a Nyaupe addict. Today I'm 7 years clean of it, because Nyaupe is actually the thing that made me lose mostly what I had. You understand, right? So, and it's the hardest drug to leave. So I'm proud where I am today, because I just took a decision to leave it. Didn't go to any rehab. I just decided. So we can decide, but what will I do then?
But that's what I wanted
No
to
job,
say.
no work. What will I do then after that? Just sitting around. Life is not. You have to be busy sometimes. So I think it's a way of keeping us busy also, because with the nothings that we have to do. You understand? So what if there's no job for us? It includes the system in many things, my sister.
So it's boredom. You
Yeah.
actually get clean. You go back to
You sit with the same people
you
around
sit with
you.
the same people around
So
you.
there's
So there's too much temptation.
Yes, my sister.
Even though you try him, but now you don't have anything. So are you saying the government, it will be better if they make projects where you guys
Can be busy at
life
all
skills
times,
programs
yeah.
where you guys can actually come back from the rehab
Yes, my
and
sister,
actually
that'd be
do
fine.
something.
Because it's no use going to a rehab and you come back and then you meeting the same people. So you are obviously going to do what you did with those people. Nothing's going to change. So I think if somebody goes to a rehab, let's say, yeah, when he comes back, they can rather move him from where his location are and go away. So for him being able to start or go and live in another area or something like that, for him to go start over, because when you basically when you go to the same place, you will do the same things. You have to move, like maybe let's say I'm coming from, I have a home at Makaya also, and then I can go to Makaya there and get used to not smoking it maybe for a year or 2 years, and until I come back, then something like that. Yeah, but for now, there's nothing that's gonna happen.
But literally, even like you said, drugs are everywhere.
Yeah.
So for me, it says it's a mindset thing where you need to
where
program
you just used
yourself.
to, yeah.
Because of I can take you to Transkei, you'll still get another form of drug. It might not be as strong as it is, but literally for me around the country, I feel that there's no place where there's no drugs. So for me, I kind of feel like it's a mindset thing.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing.
When you are ready to actually say, I want to quit. Yes, I'm hearing you where you're coming from to say, I quit, but then what do I go back to?
Yeah, what you gonna do after that? You don't have a job.
And relationships have been rude with families. They don't trust you even if you're around. So
Need to go steal their trust back again.
you need to go and work.
for
Yeah.
That's how life is hard. Without that, we still gonna use. I mean, not just us. And many, the youth that come here after us, they still wanna use and experience things. So it's gonna get worse by the day, I don't think it's gonna get any better now, unless tough action has been taken by our government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you, have you tried going into rehab?
Me haven't yet decided to go to rehab.
But would you want to?
I would not want to go to a rehab, but this thing, I started myself, this thing. So I think the changes it within myself that I need to push myself to cope without going to a rehab and rehabilitate myself. Because it's no use being taken to a rehab now without my concern being there. With my intentions are that I want to be by a rehab. Because I'm going to go there, I'm going to quit. It's like being in prison, not getting that time of getting the dosage of the things that I was getting outside. It's quitting it. When I come outside, I go on worse, maybe worse when I come back from the rehab. I won't be using crystal again. I'll be going to cocaine maybe.
So what I'm hearing from both of you, it's like it's a mindset thing.
Yeah. It's a
You can take you guys to rehab, but you need to be the one who decides
Decides
eventually
myself.
to say, I want to quit.
Yes. That's
So are you saying you haven't reached that stage yet?
Yeah.
Situation made me not yet to put myself into that stage to get in there that I need to change.
But there's therapy available.
We don't have any therapy. We don't know of such therapy, my sister. It's the first time we hear of the therapy. If we
But
can have the
in
therapy.
rehab centers, there's groups. I know there is individual sessions with the resident social worker. There's a whole lot of things that happen there. Do you feel that it's not a safe space for you to communicate?
Now, sometimes if you just talk to that person, and at the end of the day, your session comes to an end, like the 6 weeks thing, if it's a 6-week program or whatever it is, and it comes to an end. And then now that person has to go and work with other people, and what's going to happen to you while
But there's
you are left there?
outpatient programs.
I understand that, my sister, but it still lies within you to make that choice. No matter what program you can attend, the mindset of a person cannot be outruled by somebody else. That's why I'm saying influence doesn't come from. You cannot influence me to do something. Today it was my decision
to come here.
to come here. So not because of promises, but I felt I should be here. Maybe this is gonna be my way to change in the future. But I think it's just the mind. You just need to have a positive mind, and after that, positive people are surrounding you, positive support, and something like that, and that's how it's gonna be faster and better for you. But without you just going for 6 weeks to the rehab, coming back after 6 weeks, not having any more social workers to talk to, talking to the normal people like the everyday normal life, then things will go back to normal the way it was, because you're meeting the same people, and that's basically how it is. Everything turns back to where it comes from.
So perhaps I'm saying maybe it's the lack of information for you guys, because I know there is aftercare programs.
Yes.
Where you could see somebody on a regular basis. Is it because of this lack of commitment?
Yeah, and lack of us knowing places like that and people who are doing that thing. So when we come out, a lot of people want to change it, I know, but I know people who smoke drugs because they are like junkies, my sister, and I know people who smoke drugs because he can't deal with what he's facing, and then for him it's difficult to deal with it without doing this thing. So he needs to be counseled, or he needs somebody that can make him focus on what he wants, and then without encouragement you can't uplift yourself, and there's no upliftment. You understand? So that's just how it is.
For you, what would you say you've lost that you look back because of the drugs and you regret that?
I've lost a loving family. Okay, my mom foremost, and then she's the start of me using drugs, but my family is the most important thing. I mean, I've been away from my family for 8 years, but I just currently started going back home, and then because of they insisted I come home, and but I don't want to stay with them anymore because of there's pressures in that there's things that maybe dreams and visions that they have for me, and then with the how can I say the criminal record that I've gotten and things like that. I can't step up to what they want from me, so maybe I think I failed them, so I don't want to go back to them because of that. But one day maybe I'll be great, and as long as I know that they still love me, and people have different ways of showing their love to each other. But yeah, but that's the most thing. The most I don't care about. I don't need friends in my life because it's because of friends that I'm here. So I won't say I must one. I just miss my family. That's the most important thing. The biggest thing I could ever lost in my life was my family, and I don't blame the drugs. I blame my decision making also.
So what I'm hearing you saying is, as much as you want to go back to the family, but it's a point where you feel like you failed them,
Yeah.
and the shame that comes with it, being around them, is just too much for you guys.
Yes.
Because I remember with Mawara going back, I would talk to him and he would try to close me out and try to assist him to say, get back your life in order. But I'm picking up something from you when you say it's the shame that comes with it.
Yes, master. Because the shame, it has to be the shame because me being a drug addict, I know my family has built a name for themselves through the years, and then I failed to help them
To
assist
live
to
up
that
to what they
legacy.
wanted.
And then here I am tomorrow. I'm coming back home. Everybody has become somebody, even younger siblings than me, and I'm still like on the same place. I wouldn't be able to live with them. They wouldn't be able to live with me. Okay, they might be good for today. People are people. You can't confirm a person. So tomorrow, they might say I might come home today, and then they might treat me. People are different. You know, we drug addicts, we have a lot of problems because when we go home, let's say they expect me to go home. Okay, I think I know they expect the change. I need to change my life and start to change my ways of doing things. But then their treatment, it comes from both sides. It depends how they're gonna treat me. If they're gonna give me also the necessary treatment that I think I need, then things will go smooth. But then they come with a different thing and expect me to do this. You can't plant an apple and expect a fig tree or something like that. You understand? Yeah. So they also need to assist us. Our families don't know what we're going through. They're the first ones to judge. Family members and people in your circle are the first ones to judge you because they know you. Now, I felt just that I've dragged the name that they've built for themselves to the mud. So me being there would be not right for me. So let them rather love the way that they love, and I will.
But don't you think you're being too hard on yourself?
No, I'm not too hard, Mr. That's
Because for them, they might look at the show
Yeah.
and feel like they didn't know how this is how you felt.
They never knew how I felt because if they knew, they would have followed ups on this thing. Why doesn't this guy want to come home? Every time we tell him to come, he comes and he goes. You understand, sister? I think if they really try to understand us before this thing got so deep, we got so deep into this thing, then by now they would have known what would have been good for us. You understand? And we would have known what's good for them because most of the time there's no. Okay, well, families that are too busy, people that are sometimes too busy. My dad has to be there, my stepmom has to be there, so I feel I'm neglected, and then we don't often share things. That's why they will never know what I'm feeling because they don't make time for each other. You understand? I'd rather love my friend on the streets because
They listen,
he understands
they
to me,
give
he
you
listens to
time.
me, he gives me time, and then I've taken them mostly like my family, all of them. So I've built a family for myself, and I will get out of there one day where I am, my sister, and I know when I get out, I'll try to help most of them because they have built, and I know them, and I mean, I know what they're going through on a daily basis, what they're facing. So that's my community for now. You understand? And I'm used to it, and people will have to live with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm picking up from you, what you're saying is sometimes as parents we tend to neglect our kids, not
Yes.
talking to them, taking it lightly. But sometimes lending an ear could actually go a long way.
Yes, it can mean because their child want to be listened to. If you feel like you're not important,
So you find comfort, you find...
yeah, maybe let's say it's a sad situation you wanted to tell me, and they just, hey, I'm going somewhere, like normally, and then this was the only person you trusted maybe to share this thing with. So the next person neglects you. It builds up inside and until a stage that you also think, ah man, this is not normal. I will never talk to this guy again, or try to bother this guy again. I will just live my life and see from the other way to, and then you get used to it. Because finally, at the end of the day, when every problem that you come across, you yourself are the one that can stop it, my sister. So you don't need them, they don't need you. But we think so. Life is difficult. Yeah, but
it's just the busy and buzz because of everybody's trying to put bread on the table. Everybody's so busy. We even forget that we need to sit around the table. Check how was your day. What has happened in your life? Do you have friends at school? What are your friends? Some kids are bullied, and we tend to neglect that as parents because we're so busy.
Yeah, our busy schedules don't give us time for one another. So everybody builds for themselves places. Like me, where I'm staying, I'm on my happiest, my sister. You wouldn't believe me. I'm very happy. I never felt that happy. Not because of the drugs, me being free.
So you found like a family?
No, not
on the street.
I built myself a family.
That family structure, support system.
They're on the streets. I think they look up to me. Although sometimes I can be full of nonsense to them, but I think I'm like a role model for them. And then they would rather pick me instead of picking somebody else to be a leader for them. You understand? Because I put time into everybody's problems. I'm not
so
perfect.
This is your friends from the street?
Yeah, I'm not perfect, but wherever I can help them, I will do my best to help them. And then even for me, leaving them there, knowing what they're going through, it would be like, you understand, Master? Yeah, I just wish also I didn't use drugs so that I can be a better role model for them. But unfortunately, I use them to my sister.
Yeah. So for you, Livet, what is it that you've lost that you look back and say, ouch, I could have taken a better route. Look at where I am right now.
Me, after my grandfather passed away, I have lost a lot in this world. It's where the trust of having trust to a person actually, it's likely for me to trust somebody, to tell him what I have in my heart, what I'm thinking to do and what I'm not thinking to do. It's been very hard to get over that part.
Yeah. So, but what would you say you had lost? Like your family, your friends, the trust from your family?
My family is the people that I live with now. Those are my family. God, those people, they take most care of me than the family that I come from.
I've realized how you guys live. It's like everybody knows who's everybody. Everybody knows.
We built a little community.
Yeah, it's a little community for yourself. That
because sometimes, like we were staying on the corner there by where we stay, so the others come from. There's like gangsters things also there, so we need to
protect
each other. As we say, we stay in the same, like in communities. This one stay there in what, and this one stay there in town, and then that one stay there in the west, and you understand. So basically, it's just us trying to protect each other from where we come from, because we are always. It's the same as I'm sleeping next to him in the street. He's like my brother. I cannot treat him better than somebody that comes from another place. You understand, Master? So we have built that also up for ourselves.
Yeah.
On the streets. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We build our own community there.
Yeah. So I hear you saying there's gangsterism. Is it amongst yourselves? In the street?
Not amongst us, but amongst the, like, let's say I'm from there on top in Sabarite and he's from town. And
there's a group from Sabarite. There's a group from...
No, there's no groups. We don't have a group. We just love like normal people who care about each other. So some of them come out, they are obviously automatically has to be bullies. Some want to take some people's things, and that guy have worked the whole day for it. So we need to stand up for him because it's his things. We know he's worked hard to earn it, and somebody can't just take it like it's his own from him for nothing. You understand? So yeah, we build our communities. We have those who don't.
Need a photo studio? The Dreamstream Photo Studio includes a 2.7-meter PVC backdrop in black and white, and is available for only 115 rands per hour. You can also rent a Canon R6 and lights. All rentals are for studio use only. Terms and conditions apply. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za.
Thank you, Ben, for coming out tonight. My name is Son of Augustine. Let's go.
separate yourself world, and then you have your family that you've built. Yes, master.
I hear you saying the problem sometimes would be you've hustled throughout the day and somebody wants to come and take whatever that you've hustled for. What is it? How is it that you are feeding your addiction? What is it that you do to survive?
I'm my sister, I'm walking around recycling also sometimes. I'm doing everything that's positive. I mostly do positive things. I will never go to a robot and beg. I will never go, because I think most of the time I pray. I think the Lord, everything I get it from the Lord, my sister, you see, because it can happen that I'm where you found me by that corner. I can just walk to the shop and come back and somebody given me maybe 200 rand, 150. So I think for most, I've also discovered that drugs has taken me to God. I discovered that God is really working. You understand, Master? Because we also need to pray for things to get back together to the way they were before. So I think it's because of God that I am who I am. Maybe I think He put me there because I'm also like, there are guys who don't even know God where we are from, man. I make it my, how can I say?
You try and educate them
about God, and some may take it for granted. I don't care, but when it comes to God, I can talk the whole day. You understand, Esther? But and then I think I make everything that I make because I have today. It's all through His glory. That's why by praying and staying on. I've been staying 8 years, man. It's 8 years, exactly 8 years. Yeah, for 8 years I've been without a father, without nobody supporting me, no support system from nowhere. But every day I would still get what I want to have. So I think it also shows me that God is really there. You understand, my sister? Because if it wasn't for His grace, then I wasn't gonna have everything and love maybe until today. But by His grace, so you need to also pray there and to be able to conquer things. Yeah.
But I've seen the spaces that you live in rainy days. What do you guys do? Because of it's literally shelters that are made out of boxes and just small pieces. What happens in rainy days? How do you guys survive?
We cover it up with plastics, big plastics, so that the rain.
So you cover the whole thing with plastics.
That's how we do it. Yeah.
So Livet, you also stay around the
I
corner.
don't stay far away from him. Just
the
just the
pavement.
swimming pool next to him that's dividing us.
So how do you survive in winter times, in cold times?
Winter don't blankets. I've got a lot of them.
So where do you get the blankets?
Good, yeah, I'm a person. Good, yeah, I can walk around in the bush, pick up blankets that people has been sitting on it and wasting it, and I take it and I go sit there by the bridge and I go wash it, dry it up,
nice.
fold it up and put it in a bag. So the day when it's needed, I take it out.
So, but do you feel you've adjusted to staying where you guys are staying?
No.
Is it? Do you wake up in the morning and like look at where you are and like, what is happening?
Yeah, you obviously have to. Nobody, if you have sometimes, I think our consciences are not the same. So for me, basically, I would be like, God, I'm still here. Good morning. When am I ever going to get away from this place? But please don't take me alone. Take some of us with me so that at least I can be that care where I'm going. So all of us wish to be somewhere, my sister, but where I'm going, will there be that somebody that I took as a friend that let me take Levert, for example, and let's say me and Levert, he was really careful, he really cared for me in a way that I have earned this trust like nobody's business, and who dare where I'm going be that same person. So that's why I'm saying everybody has a vision and a view of and where he wants to see himself in life, but where you want to see yourself, you don't want to see yourself there alone, because you're gonna then sit there alone and be like, nobody's gonna know you and things like that. So me taking him with me, we can go together and build our own team, maybe a better thing than we have, and have a stronger team because where we come from, and maybe we have different views on life. But I think if I can take Levert with me, maybe, and like do this type of thing every day and be like, you understand what we can save
But
a
you
lot of
and
lives.
Levert are not a good
Yeah.
combination because when you started comforting each other, you
Yeah.
ended up using.
Yeah, but
I'm
things
just
have
saying
changed.
that maybe is it not a point where you're saying, let me get out of this,
Yes.
be able, then I'll come back and save them. Because if you're gonna put it upon yourself to say you want to save everybody when you are trying to pull
Yeah.
up yourself, is it not difficult at that time?
It is difficult, but
Because of now, it's better if you save yourself so that you can come back and save them.
yeah, that would also be fine. But Not, I was just making an example. I am gonna need Levert one day in my life.
True,
So
true,
I cannot just leave him there, because tomorrow I might have a problem that only Levert could have known how to work with it.
to
So
work with it.
then he's the white guy that I need, and nobody else will understand me where I'm going. So I think I must come back for him if I leave them.
Yeah.
Whatever, do you understand? Yeah. So yeah.
So okay, let's say somebody comes today and say, Levitt, I've got an opportunity for you to go to rehab, give you skills development, and maybe get you a job. Would you take it?
I would take it, but I will still be able to tell that person I won't be able to forget where I come from. Even though I may get this up, I would love you, if possible, in your space now, to help the others.
No, I just mean for every one of you. Within that community
Then I
that you're
won't have a
staying,
problem.
are you guys willing to say, if somebody comes and say, get into rehab,
No, we will
get
be-
clean, we give you skills development? Like I said, I heard him saying something like, most people that are addicts are very lazy because of you used to waking up at your time, you go hustle, and you come back and stay. Would you say it's taking the easy way out sometimes?
No.
I think it's one of the hardest ways in life, because not knowing what the world holds for you in 10 minutes time, or in an hour's time. You understand, my sister? It's for us, it's more difficult than it can ever be for anybody, because we don't ever we hope there's not gonna be something, but we cannot put all our belief in it, because you might go there where you're going and then you think it doesn't go accordingly. So for us, it's a bit difficult on that situation that you mentioned now. But yeah, going out there and hustling is, but the laziness is me. I'm hustling myself. I'm not lazy. I work hard for everything. You see, even now I'm busy cleaning the yard where you saw. It was full of, it was a rubber, because they tried to burn me down. I don't know for what reason. Maybe it's jealousy and things.
So they tried bringing you down
Yeah,
at the
2
corner.
times. 2 times.
What happened?
Okay, I stayed with this uncle, his wife. It was their place first. You understand, my sister? I came there.
Right at the corner there where
Yeah,
you
I
staying.
came there. Those people were, they accepted me warm-heartedly, and then okay, at the end of the day, I didn't know their plans. Those people, you know, the way we're in the drug world, there's also, you see those things, the satanic things of them. You understand? It comes, then that's where it really comes out. So me being a God-fearing and loving person, it was against those people. They were all like, I was like in their friend, but trying to befriend me, and then mostly all of them wanted to kill me. That's why I'm no more working with anybody. I'm just that white guy that you saw. He's my friend, because I think I can trust him enough. It's not that I have trust issues, but what I've seen in this world out there, it's very
You're
bad.
very vigilant.
So there's people, like I said, God gives me everything, my sister, and just because of the power of prayer. And if you don't pray, you will never get what I get, because I'm having conversations with the maker of this world. So he's gonna bless me more than he bless you, because you don't know. You need to have a relationship with him in order to get all your blessings, or know where your blessings lay. So that thing caused these people to hate me so much. Even today, most of them wanna kill me. But one day I prayed, and I asked the Lord, what should I do? He told me, and then he said, not he, the Holy Spirit just came upon me and told me, Jody, you can't live here now. There's many things that I must still do there, I feel. And then what will happen to my people? They are my people, and we are all God's people. So most of them are confused, my sister, and most of them are trying to join this thing of these people. So it's like I'm fighting a losing battle alone, and
When
some
you
of
say
them don't
joining
see
this
it.
thing of these people, do you mean cults and stuff?
Or cults and stuff like that. And people are joining it even not without noticing. So I think my reason there is to stop this thing from happening, my sister. That's why my heart is there. I don't leave that place, no space for no one, my sister. Because what I'm seeing happening is what is happening there. People won't believe me even. If I can tell them what is happening there, then they might think this guy is talking nonsense or something like that. But it's true when you, especially, I've seen a lot of bad things there.
Would you maybe like to talk a little bit about that? What was the most shocking thing you've seen?
The most shocking thing,
We witnessed a lot together, me and you.
for my most shocking thing, my sister, was one day I was staying in Krugersdorp West, and then I'm a colored kid. For me, it's difficult to believe in witchcraft or something and things like that. But then I first thought it was the drugs, and
I wanted to ask, maybe do you think maybe it's the hallucination
No,
because
it's
some of the
yeah,
drugs
make
come
you
and then
hallucinate, but it
make you
happened to me, my sister.
hallucinate?
I was,
Yeah.
you know how I know it was witchcraft because they attracted me in a godly way, and my sister, and people use what they know you like to attract you. So they knew I loved God, so it was like we had church ceremonies for 3 days. On the second day, I thought, no man, why this church start 12 o'clock at night and ends 5 o'clock in the morning?
So
And
they
then,
invited you to a church.
yeah, and then because I love God, I went. And then when he came to the church, there was this guy. He was wearing sangoma clothes, and but this guy didn't know. I'm not saying he's not. He's a bad guy or shit, but this guy, he was using the word of God. So, and I don't think God accept those things. You understand my sister? In my way of God, the God that I know, accept these things. So he was using his bones, mirrors, and all that, showing us things, telling us even lies. And then on the second day, he spoke mostly about my life, trying to convince me that I've killed somebody and killed people. And because the morning the morning of the night, the last night, I cut my hand in the morning. So I wanted to wipe my blood. My blood was a lot of blood. I lost a lot of blood. Wanted to wipe my blood. He wiped my blood. He used tricks on me. He made me sit on a couch where I could like this. I was sit. Let's say I wanted to sit where you sitting. Then he said to me, "No, sit here." And then I sit on that couch where he told me to sit. I got stuck to that couch. You understand my son? And then I couldn't move like my whole body. And these things are real. They're out there. I couldn't move my whole body. And he was speaking a lot of nonsense about me, how I killed people and how I'm a killer. And then sharp. This guy was so powerful that everybody else in the church,
Believed what you were saying.
yeah, and then he spoke through them. They were just like their bodies were there, and they were not there, and they were not there. He was using everybody's body, and then that's how.
On my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
all I know. My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise like
The Dream Stream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
we work for a fall in line. We gon' give it all until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
I thought, okay, I started to pray, and I overcame him that night because when he started to tear my Bible, I had a Bible. I was staying there, and then I always go with my Bible. So he was tearing with my Bible and then saying how I'm gonna get burned when the community wakes up 5 o'clock and what and for the people I've killed. But then me trying to stand up from the chair, I couldn't. But then I started to remember it.
Yeah.
I think it was also a test that God put me through. I started to pray and then I couldn't stand up. But the minute the guy came and stood right in front of me and tear another page of my Bible and throw it in my face, then I finally stand up and then, okay, I don't know what God intended me. And I beat this guy, like the door open and everything. And then only when the door opened, all of us ran out. They only noticed what was happening. And then when we found the cops and everything, and the cops can't do nothing.
So
about
what
it.
I'm hearing you saying, it's being on the street, you become targets for also
Yeah, for
people to recruit you for
US,
cults
yeah.
and other things.
It's very easily because you don't know who you're dealing with, how long has this person been there, and what is this person using, or why. Some of them are attracting us with luck or something, and which is not there. I think if you are a lucky person, then you're a lucky person, and nobody can give or take it. It's there. Understand? So some people don't have a strong mindset, so it's easily for other people to fall into things that they don't know of. Me as somebody that has been experienced being someone else trying to bewitch me, and I'm a very cautious person because of that has happened to me. They tried to do it, but they couldn't do it. And then still today, most of them are after me. It's like it's a never-ending story. It always comes back because
we're just grateful that you're
Yeah.
here today and then
Yeah, my
you
sister.
managed to survive that. So for you, Livid, what happened?
Got not a lot actually to say about it. God,
But
it
briefly,
keeps
just
on
to tell
pulling
us.
pushing me backwards. The main thing that I'm asking is for help. Seriously, help.
So you're actually sitting here today and saying you need help.
Really need
You
help.
need to get out of drugs.
Yes.
But like you said, at the end of the day, it's about you being determined to leave. It's about you having the willingness to leave. So when I always say to people,
Say this short distance time that I've now spent with you from where you took me in 30 and I already feel good in there. It looks like I find somebody again that I can put my trust there, that I can push towards my goal in life.
somebody who actually wants to listen
Yes.
and actually help you.
Yes.
Yeah. So going back to the day where Mawara was killed, I hear some of you guys trying to save him. What happened?
Okay, I came late, my sister. The morning there by the gambling shop there. I went to the gambling shop with Bongi and they told me they just found Mawara's body there. I wouldn't reply on anything about it. 'Cause Mawara was my friend. I stayed in the bushes with Mawara. Mawara wanted to, I didn't want to go home. I know Mawara very good, but I couldn't believe it was him lying there. And when I saw the guy that shot him, that big guy, and then I was like, why did it happen? Not knowing that they even did it. They killed him for something he didn't do.
He didn't do
Was
mistaken
painful. So,
identity.
yeah, then it hurts me more because he was such always, for us, he was like, always laughing. He was this guy that, okay, everybody has pain, but he's the guy that made me kind of laugh the most when I was there because he always, I don't even know what to say.
But then for you guys, hearing that Mawara had been killed, was that not a wake-up call for you guys?
My sister, a lot of people are killed or kill themselves every day in our situation,
But isn't it a wake-up call when you lose some of your peers or some of your friends, whether to overdose, to being killed by the community, or to actually them killing themselves? Is it not a wake-up call for you guys?
it should be but I think it should be not for all of us. You understand? Like I said, I don't normally partake in the wrong things. I love as straight as I'm trying to be straight because I think the people that are looking up to me or towards me, they want somebody like, I'm not a leader to them, but I can see the leaders of and the power that I have or control that I have. You understand? And I can put my life on the line even for them. You understand? So it doesn't.
But for me, I'm sorry to interject on that. For me, it's not whether you find yourself in a wrong space.
No.
Look at Mawara's situation. It was mistaken identity. The fact that you're on the street, you're identified as
Yes.
a danger to other people when they look at you, not knowing that it's actually a human being with issues that actually crushed them to be where they are. So what I'm asking you is, it might not be the fact that you did something wrong. You might just be get killed for something that you didn't do.
Yeah, it's easily.
And the way that it is, it's now the second time that
What
I've been
happened to your hand?
broken a hand because of things that I do not know.
That's why I'm saying to you
Being
guys, it's
blamed.
not a safe space because of you become the target automatically. I can just walk
Go there.
across the space where you guys stay and start screaming and say you took my hand back. But because of the lifestyle you're leading, anybody would come and say, nah, they did take the hand back.
Yeah.
So you become actually the
Targets.
targets. You become actually the bad guys because of the lifestyle that you're leading.
Yeah, but it depends on your behavior towards the community and what you give them. Everybody can see. I mean, when there's a light shining, even though it's under the table, somebody will see. You understand, my sister? Even there's little light that it may show, but somebody will see that light. So it's the same for us here. When you don't have something good to show to the people, and they only see you doing what you are doing, then tomorrow you might not be surprised if they come and say, yeah, this guy did that and that and that. Your actions will speak then. You understand? So you acting like a normal person, nobody. I stay there and nobody can sometimes tell. I stay on the street, my sister, understand, because of self-love, and this is not me. This is not what I want, like I said. But unfortunately, I have to be there. From where I come from now until today, I still have to be there because I think only God can give us the power to make the right decisions and knows the right time for us to change so that we can walk away from it life. It's not easy. It's easily said, it's then done.
Yeah,
So
that's
doing
done.
it,
I wanted
it's-
to say that
yeah,
that
doing it is a
it's
bit,
taking the first
yeah,
step that is the most difficult. You know, we can sit here and say just go to rehab and just get clean, but the reality it's a journey.
yeah, it's a
It's a
journey.
journey that you need to decide for yourself to say, I want to take this journey. And you cannot take a journey when you're not prepared.
Yeah.
That's why when somebody's about to embark on a journey, they pack.
Yes,
They make
they
sure
make
that the
sure
car is
everything's
full
there.
of fuel, that they've got refreshments for the road. So it's similar applies to you guys. Getting out of this, it starts with you mentally to say, I want to get out of this. From there, it's about a step of going to rehab. Actually, even in rehab, it's you helping yourself.
Yeah, I don't
The
think
medication they give you,
Yeah.
it's just merely an assistance to
Yeah.
reduce the pain that comes with
yeah,
it.
but I don't think rehab really works.
Mm.
Your mindset. Just change your mindset, and then everything, like I said to him now, the action thing, like let it's how you act towards community, and then tomorrow you will reap the rewards of how you've acted in front of the people. So if you act weird, people, you're gonna get weird judgments. People will think it's like things of you of coming to you and killing you and shit like that. They might come because of the way you represent yourself out there. So if you represent yourself in a way of in a good way, nothing will happen to you. And yeah, love you. I'd say all about how you love your lifestyle. It's the same as me living in a location. That's why I say it's also it's like in our own community that we've built. So things are like, yeah, people are looking down on us, but most people know us. People are passing us every day. So I think somebody can't just come and kill me for when in my sleep for doing nothing. I think if there's a problem with me, they will come with somebody that
But
like
you
know
did
me.
say, like, past few days they tried burning
Yeah,
you.
they burned me because that I know why it happened because it
Oh,
was.
so you do
Yeah,
know.
it's yeah, and then that is because of jealousy. But I mean, people from somewhere else coming like in the Park community or people like that, it would be tough for them to kill me because I think they like research me, they will do research about me, and then they will get the necessary information, and based on the information that they will get on me, will depend on my life will depend on that. You understand? Yeah, that's
But would you say there was a crime you committed that you still look back and regret because of the addiction?
yes, ma'am.
A crime that meant maybe hurting somebody unintentionally, but because of you were trying to feed the habit.
The habit message. Yeah. Okay, it wasn't then. It wasn't okay. My crime was because of the drugs, and then I didn't get by then. I didn't get the necessary allowances at the home anymore. So and I felt like it's pressure. It comes with allowance, especially comes with big pressure in life. So me going like from big to small again, it would be so. I tried to force things through, and then that's how
So somebody got hurt in the process of you trying to
somebody
feed your
got hurt.
habit.
Yes, my sister. And then, okay, I've forgiven myself. I don't know that person, but I know that person has forgiven me too because the way my life as is sailing now, it's kind of good for me, my sister. And then good things only comes to those who do good.
Yeah.
Understand, my sister? So
And for you, Livet, was there something that you did that you felt it was out of
I
character?
had a lot of people in. Most painful part of me was around in 2018 where I got accused for rape, attempted murder, and robbery. A case that I've never even participated in it.
So you
That
were
I
guilty by
almost got
association.
I stood 4 years, 7 months on waiting trial to get that case finalized after 4 years, 7 months to get my freedom back. There is where my mother and father, they told me straight away that they're writing me off. And I told them, you know the living God that I'm praying unto. He said, whatever may happen in the darkness, it will come out into the light. Though it will take me 10 years to 15 years down the line to prove my innocence to the community again, I'm willing to take the time of it.
Yeah.
And officially after 4 years, 7 months, when the magistrate just finished reading my judgment and summarized, he recruited from work as well.
Oh, you guys, you know what? I'm wishing you all the best, and thank you for coming. Thank you for actually sharing your stories with me. You know, feeling that this is a safe space. It's maybe it's because of my brother was your friend. That's why you felt safe to come with me. But it's what I wanted to. Me going back. It was in hope of saying maybe we could still save a life. It doesn't have to end the way Mawara's story ended. Some of you still can be saved from all that life. It always doesn't have to have a bad ending because of I heard you talking about your families, how sometimes they treat you some kind of way, but I'm not defending anybody. I'm not speaking on their behalf, but I don't think any parent, it's easy to see your child moving from what they used to be to getting into this state. I think it hurts your parents as much as you don't know. You might think that they don't care, they're just living their life. But no parent actually brings a child to this world
That
to
wishes
see
the
their
best things
life
for them.
the way you guys are currently leading your life. I hope at some stage you decide, you take a decision to say you want to get out of this. But like we all said, eventually it has to be your choice. I can sit here and say, there's rehab. I can sit here and say, Livet, tomorrow I'm giving you a job. But if you had not decided to say, I want to quit this,
Change lies within myself.
so it's about self-talk. It's about you talking to the self inside you to say, I want out. And I'm hoping it will never be too late. I'm hoping you'd never get out with a bullet. I'm hoping you'd never get out in a bad way. So I hope this gives you time to reflect,
Yes, sister.
time to think about this. As much as it feels safe, it feels like you've got friends, but eventually, I believe, like you said, you believe in God. God did not create you to be like this. He did not wish for you to have this life. You just found yourself in a web of substance abuse where you need to break out. And that's solely reliant on you guys. It's your decision. We can sit here, talk all day. We can sit here and say the system is failing us. But at the end of the day, it's about you.
What else to say of choice?
It's about what you want. Do you want to live this life for the rest of it? I believe maybe some of you do have kids.
Yeah.
And it's not nice for any child to say, Livet is your dad, the junkie Livet. That's what it's unfortunately, that's what we call you guys in communities.
You know, it's fine.
For me, I said to somebody, until the story is within the household, you would never understand it. I'm very sensitized to people calling people bonyao, junkies. I'm like, maybe it's because of I had a brother who was leading the same life as you guys. I knew the good side to him.
Yeah.
But as somebody that sees you, they see a threat. He's out to get me. He's out to get my belongings. So I'm hoping that day would come where you guys really want to get out of this.
Okay.
Last words to the community, to somebody who's watching this show. What would you want to say to them? Even if it's your family, somebody who's watching, what is it that you want to say to them?
That I would want to say to my family that in future, all family, not now just my family, every family out there that is going to watch the show, in future they should start to pay more attention to one another as loved ones than to drive each other away from each other, because tomorrow you might know that I'm using drugs, but you might not know what pushed me there. You understand? And then at the end of the day, we not having time for each other as families. I think all of us are to be blamed in this thing. You understand, my sister? But yeah, so time is important. That's what they should know.
Yeah,
That's all I have to say for them.
that's good.
Maybe for the people that's looking out there for the show, I would love to tell them, please do not walk in the footsteps that I have walked in.
It's not a nice journey. It literally decreases you to a non-human, because now the way you guys are sleeping, it's not, no human is supposed to stay there. I know maybe you might have shut down your brain to say it's my reality, but reality, it saddens us. It pains your family knowing this is where you slept.
Yes.
I think I told you guys, like yesterday when I said Mawara's passing really crushed me.
Yes.
And I think I'm speaking for any parent, for any sibling. It's hard to see a sibling, a family leading the life you're leading. It's not that they don't care for you guys. It's their coping mechanism also. It's maybe them trying to protect themselves from seeing you guys like this. So I hope you find the help that you need. I hope you seek for the help that you need. And thank you for coming to the show.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, it's one of those sad stories, one of those painful stories that we sit and talk about it. From the outside, there might be a danger to us. There might just be people who had decided to take the easy way out of life. but they're actually human beings with feelings, human beings who are caring so much that we tend to overlook that, neglect that. To a parent that is sitting at home, you might be busy. You might just trying to get that bread on the table, but take a minute to talk to your child. Take a minute to talk to your child about how they're feeling. Who do they make friends with? Are they coping at school? What is happening? From your girl Nombulelo, see you next time. This show was dedicated to my brother. I hope you find peace wherever you are. Lala ngoxolo Gaba, Tithibe, wona Ceosh, mntu wasemlanjeni. Till we meet in the next life. Good day.